Hello, good morning, you guys. How is everybody doing? Hope that y'all doing good. I come home tonight. I gotta edit the show for Memphis. Like, get some water. Mm. Oh, my throat. I'm so glad I go back to the doctor. Hello, good morning. I see 4 people on here. I decided to just get on for about 30 minutes. I gotta be out early this morning to I got some cases I gotta close. I'm telling y'all, being off for those 2 weeks threw me totally off because even though I was off, I was still receiving assignments, and they still have dates that they gotta be in. Somebody sent me a message. My briefcase. I don't know why my mind just be working. Make sure I don't have nothing that's due this morning, child. Okay, she got a extended court date on that one. Ooh. I believe there was an extension on that one. Okay, for this one, I gotta get I gotta go to Orange County and get a statement from him even today. That one immediately. Somebody who was texting me this early in the morning. Oh my freaking God. Oh my Lord. Y'all, it's some crazy stuff going on. Like Memphis politics is such a buddy system and so corrupt that it is ridiculous. And I'm happy now that people in Memphis starting to open their eyes. I hope their eyes stay open because for so long, um, and I have a lot of stuff going through my mind. Like they texted me early this morning talking about um, some decisions that was that was made as it relates to some elections, um, the school board seat. It's people on the school board that should not never have been, and unfortunately, people didn't pay attention to it. Hold on 1 second. Hello? Yeah, I see that. That's messed up. Yeah, good. That's what needs to happen. Yeah, I see it. Wow. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, that's messed up. Um, who is? She always working. Why is she? She is Okay, you all, I'm back. Y'all, they calling me early about the corruption and stuff that is going on in the Memphis politics, and people are fighting. You got a group of people out there. Hey, 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 hey. A group of people out there that's fighting. I'm happy that folks are starting to open their eyes. Um, it's a group of people that's going to have to get registered to vote because everybody's vote counts. Because there's a buddy system, and it's so sad because it's the black people. It's the black people that have been bought out. Um, and what's so sad is it's so easy to buy out black people. So, Remy, I turned it off. Be quiet. I was heating my chili up early. Yeah, I made some chili. Y'all know I still got a head cold, and I love to use pepper and stuff. It's really good, but I promise you that chili, it brings all of that mucus down. It's so spicy. It's so spicy. So I'm eating it early this morning. I can't wait to go to the doctor on the 12th so he can give me something else. This mucus has got to be dried up because I cannot take it being nasally and all of that. Anyways, you guys, I wanted to do a little early morning pep talk. Like I said, I've been getting phone calls. Y'all see how early it is with some stuff that's going on in Memphis as it relates to politics. Um, and the buddy system, it's really organized crime that's going on every day. We see lawyers like Art Horn, and I like Art. Art is very I mean, as when he first became a lawyer, I was working down there. Art was so fine, like people would like our mouth, like we'd be drooling everywhere, right? And everybody, because he was so gorgeous, and he still is a handsome man, but he's very charming and all of that. Really a mediocre lawyer, but very charming. Okay, his dad was my gynecologist. Okay, his dad and his granddaddy, his daddy. Anyways, rest in peace to his dad and his grandfather. They were doctors, but you have people like Art Horn and um, other lawyers, high profile lawyers, giving raising money for other lawyers that's running for judge. Okay, and so when they run the campaigns and they donate all of this money to lawyers that have worked within their practices and their friends, what they're and they run and they win, right? What do you think is going to happen when they win? When they come into their courtroom, I mean, they're actually buying judges. And so I think the people of Shelby County, Memphis and Shelby County, has to open their eyes. I've been screaming this since I came on back. Have been screaming it on TV forever, and I'm going back to TV. Praise the Lord. Um, this month, but even when I came on here, I was I was saying that we have to be, and this is in any city and state, the judges, the DA, and the sheriff are the three most important people in your county. And you need to always make sure that you're getting out and vetting them and voting. And they have the lowest, especially the judges, they have the lowest turnout rate ever. They have the lowest turnout rate. And the reason that they're the most important in your county is because they can fuck your life over. They can get together and fuck your life over. The sheriff, the DA can get with the judges. The sheriffs can go and rig up some charges on you, get with the DA, and they uphold it, okay, and get with the judges and they over sentence you. And there's been some type of corrupt situation, not with all judges, okay? Hold on, y'all. Let me blow my nose. Y'all, I'm sorry, this weather kicking butt. Y'all know why? Because it was 70 degrees yesterday. It's 58 right now, and then it's in the winter time. And it's gonna go back down to the 20s and 30s. So this weather is kicking everybody butt. And I'm getting old, as we get older, our systems, we have to make sure we're taking our Geritol, child. But there's something that's going on, and we're seeing it happen every day. The judges are getting younger and younger. And what they do is they groom them. They don't even know the law. Like I said, I've been sitting in I've been kind of sitting in courtrooms, getting acquainted with some judges lately, and nothing, just kind of looking at how things are done more so, because most people like to stay away from the courtrooms unless they are attorneys. But I kind of been sitting in there lately, just when I have some downtime. Um, Judge Jennifer Mitchell is one of them. She's a Judge Mitchell is a beautiful person. I'm not speaking about her, but some of the others are really young, and they don't really know the law. And so when they're sentencing people, or when these vet lawyers present things to them, I'm looking at them go on their computer and pull up they're having to go and pull up the law because they don't know it as it pertains to a lot of the stuff that is presented. See, a lot of Shelby County has the lowest turnout as it relates to judges. Now, so I think that's why you see um, quite a bit of people either getting off or being over sentenced, because you have like some of these attorneys that these young judges who are actually lawyers have worked for. They took them up under their wing in their practices, and now they run and the people elect them. They don't look at how many years they've been a lawyer or nothing. They just electing them after they've been a lawyer for 3-4 years, which they ain't even got their feet wet yet. And so people like Art Horn and them, they're able to come in and get their cases and stuff thrown out. And people like, what in the hell going on? And they find something in the law to be able to do it, because they have not only worked in their practice, they raise money. They spearheaded a campaign to raise money for them, because they're putting their own judges and stuff in place. And so I think the people in Memphis and Shelby County has to open their eyes to that. A lot of these old white judges, people don't like them. But if these cuckabug kids is out here, and or whoever, whatever their race is out here committing crimes, they need to be in jail. And I think that it is so unfortunate, because what's going on now, because you can't just become a federal lawyer. I mean, a federal judge. Okay. Um, Federal judges are appointed. And so what's happening now is they're being forced to kind of find ways to put a lot of these crimes and stuff that's being committed up under um, federal laws some kind of way, so that they can be prosecuted. That's why they have so many federal law enforcement officers out there, because if they are prosecuted federally, they probably gonna do some real time for real, right? Instead of it being like a revolving door. Um, And it's sad to say. And I see that the people of Shelby County, I guess it is imperative, because I really lost my taste for really going hard about politics when my dad died, because it used to be me and my dad on the radio, on TV, going hard. We wouldn't let them breathe, like talking about the sellout politicians, and we went even harder on the black sellouts. Okay. And it seems like now I wish my dad was oh God, I wish my dad was here. He would be so happy to see that. It seems to me that Shelby County is finally catching up. You got people that are out there screaming on every rooftop, like the lady just called me this morning. She's an activist. And so she's like, Tam, you really got to get back on TV, because it's still a lot of older people within Shelby County that look at TV. And it's funny because a lot of the people that used to call me that was looking at my gospel show. I had a case over in Bethel Grove the other day. I had to go and take a statement from someone. And I had remembered this lady over there because she had invited me to her house. Her sister used to be on the radio. And at the time, that's when they was real excited, because she didn't think that I would show up. And I actually ended up going, because at the time me and Mr. Mike was going together. And she used to always hear me talk about how I like macaroni and cheese. And so they had like a gathering, and she called me. She's like, Tamara, you're invited. I knew she was an older lady, and I ended up going to her house, and I took Mike with me, and they were so excited to see him. They was like, oh my, he ain't like he was a celebrity, but so happy to see the police director at the time we was dating. And we went to her house and really enjoyed ourselves. I was in that area the other day, and I was like, I think that's her house. And so I ended up getting her number, looked her address up, got her phone number, and called her. And she remembered. She's like, Tamara, we be looking for you. She said, I was telling my husband, I got to see. I wonder what happened to Tamara. We used to love to look at your gospel videos when you was interviewing the politicians. I said, well, that's why I'm calling you, because I'm letting you all know. I didn't know if my audience had forgotten about me. I know I've been running reruns, but I'm actually coming back, because I told her my dad had passed away. I really didn't have the drive to get on there, because me and my dad used to tag team them sellouts all of the time, right? And so, hey Big Stacks, hey Kenny Adams. And so it's really imperative. That's what this young lady that was calling me this morning, some decisions were made where a judge made a decision to halt something, and it's a conflict of interest, because she is like on pictures with some of the people, some of the politicians. So she should have recused herself from that situation, and what she did was she ruled in favor of them. Right, she ruled in favor of them when she should have recused herself. Okay, she should have recused herself. So yeah, I'm happy that people are starting to open their eyes, and I hope that more people do. I got some things planned. I'm not gonna say what it is until it is already put together, and but we got some things planned, because I got some people in Orange Mound. We want to do something just kind of all throughout the city where it's extremely necessary. The Orange Mound community, I have to say, is very proactive in being involved. And that's the God's truth. Orange Mound is very proactive. And I was telling somebody, I was like, one of the things that I don't like is I feel like Westwood is always left out. Westwood is really a part of, if you ask me, a part of South Memphis. But you hear people talk about the Whitehaven area, the Orange Mound area, the North Memphis area. You hear them talk about the Castelia area, even though I feel like Castelia is not, you don't have as much representation in Castelia as you should. We talk about Castelia. Young Dolph really Since the young dog situation, on the unfortunate situation, we talk about Castelia, but Castelia is really right there with Orange Mound. They're right there together. Okay, and but you hear nobody talk anything about Westwood, and I don't like that at all. You know, they talk more. They talk about what's that area over there that my daughter's dad lives in, Binghamton, more than they talk about Westwood, right? So there are some things that, some plans that I have, and I'm getting people on. I actually have people on board, and I want to get more people on board, but I'm really praying that I can get more men to get involved. It takes, we see the women doing it, but I really would love for more men to get involved with a lot of this stuff, because it's a lot of young men that look for men, especially when they look at them as being just like them. They've been out in the street and they've changed their lives. They look for the OGs to they want approval from a lot of them, and I think they want to do better. They just don't know how. Just like I was early this morning, I woke up. I told you I wake up at 5, and I was looking at this guy on here, okay, and he was talking about finesse 2 times, and I had to change it because he was just too stupid. He was sitting up talking about no love and finesse 2 times, sitting up snitching. They snitching on money bag, yo. He's trying to get an energy going. They're snitching, bitch. Why don't you talk about all of these kids that's missing, and the rapes and stuff that's going on of children and women, and all of this crime of black men losing their lives, and you got your sis ass on here talking about they snitching. I can't deal. I don't like stupid men. I don't. See, I was taught that you're supposed to hold black men, and that's because I was around a lot of black men that they did their thing. They didn't try to torture women. That's the reason why one of my cousins was looking at um the vlog. Well, he's not even on social media. He was looking, hey Dominic, he was looking at his wife was looking at me one day, and I was into it with another vlogger. Okay. My cousin called me the next day. He's really like my uncle. And this is a real street dude. He's a real street dude. Okay. And he didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. It's a lot of men that don't take too kind to me, other men, thinking they're gonna put women up under distress. Cause see, some of these sisters get on here and think that's because they call women bitches and hoes that make them real. When you got real street dudes ready to end you, because they don't play about that. They know that you're a Mickey Mouse. Okay. And we'll treat you like you want. Okay. Because they actually got the money to pay to buy the little dudes out that's around you to do something to you. Anyways, I ain't gonna get into that, because y'all know once I start getting into stuff, I ain't gonna let the devil take me in another direction, because I was getting ready to start going in talking about Mr. Parker ass too. Because y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I hate that my mama said you gotta let that go. But see, I learned some more stuff that he did, and it's almost like I haven't unloaded all of my bullets that's in the chamber, and it's like I can't let it go until I do. I'm trying to take the high road, but that black ass motherfucker didn't. Okay, I get madder and madder and madder every time I think about it. But I guess I'm gonna have to let it go. But I get madder and madder and madder every time I think about what that black ass nigga did. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you something. I know. Listen. I know. I just got into something. I got to say this. No, because y'all gonna think I'm crazy. I ain't gonna talk about it. But Mr. Parker, I heard about. I've heard about. They finally told me everything that you did, and it's probably more, Mr. Parker. and I got some bullets that I ain't unloaded on you. But I mean, but what good would it be to unload? You worthless. You worthless. You lays up with a racist woman that think less of you and your kids and your family. You have to walk on eggshells because, as you say, you a big black man, and you know at any moment she might lie on you. Her family hates you because they look at you as a nigga. You garbage. You good for nothing. You had the nerve to talk about me? Okay. Bitch, I gave you a bus ticket. I paid $130 something for a bus ticket. You mad because for some reason you wanted me to fly you home. You had $1 million taste with not zero in the bank. As a matter of fact, you didn't even have a bank account. You didn't even have a bank account. Just like you didn't have a licenses or nothing else. And I was so gracious to you, bitch. You had $6. And after I bought your bus ticket, I gave you $40 so you could eat up and down on back up the highway until you got back to Bumpy Mouth, back to the plantation. Okay. When you had that lady to bring you back to Memphis to get your stuff, I could have took them blazers because that's all you got to your name and threw them in the garbage. The stuff you had in my office. See, you thought you had hit a lick, but you saw that I wasn't no fool. I ain't never been no fool for no man. That's why when these bitches on here got on here talking about it, he was telling a motherfucking lie. That dude ain't never got no $600 from me. And that's why I was ready to sue his ass. Okay? For them lies that he was telling. I wouldn't give a dude that I like 600. Okay? I spared you because of your daughter. Okay? I tried to help you. I even tried to get you to take showers. Okay, because according to the lady, you didn't like to take them. You was used to not taking them because when she met you, when you was raising your children, she said that's how you turned into a welfare queen. You was used to the government, just getting money from the government, sitting around like a damn welfare queen. She said the lights and stuff was off every other week. The lights and the water. And that's how you operate. That's why you could sit here and not, I would have to tell you, take a shower. Take a shower. Don't play with me, boy. I'm telling you, don't do it. I'm really mad. And I ain't even mad at the lady because she told me she was mentally ill. Okay. She told me she was gonna take you back because for some reason she being mentally ill, she needed a Negro that put her on a pedestal because no white man would do it. Because they know she's garbage. Just like you. So she get a good Negro. And she knows she could sit him in jail, laugh, and talk about him. And I talked about it, you bitch. I talked to her, you bitch ass nigga, because as a fucking black woman hoe. I wanted to see the extent of what that woman had did to you. I'm a fucking investigator, so I listened to her. And I made her comfortable enough to talk to me. That's why when I was asking you, you damn Sambo, do you think she did this to you? Do you think she did that to you? She suck a black man dick. That's all you care about, you damn house nigga. But then you try to talk about me and destroy me, a black woman, when this white woman been destroying you your whole damn life, but you don't care as long as you ain't got to pay no bills, but you gonna pay them. Here, any man that step to me gonna pay bills. And you thought I was gonna let you run through my savings. You had me effed up. You didn't get a dime out of me other than going back. I fed you because I feed people. If you come to my house, I like to entertain people. If I like you enough to let you into my house, the first thing I say to anybody that come and visit, have you eaten? Have you eaten? What you want me to cook? Because I buy food all the time. I loves to do that. You want some wine? Any of my friends come here. That's why it's hard for them to, I have to keep them away because it's hard to keep them away once they come. So I ain't do nothing for you that I ain't do for nobody else. But you ran my name, boy. When I could have filleted you, I could have cut you up in pieces and filleted you. Okay? See, I'd heard about what you did in the beginning, but to hear about what you've done recently, but you probably did it a long time ago. I just ain't happy. Especially when I spared you. Okay, y'all, I know this was supposed to be prep talk, but it just goes to show that you can even show people kindness. Like I showed that bomb after I figured out he was one. Some of my people I talked to about, they was like, girl, you too good, because I wouldn't have bought him no bus ticket. He mad because he told me, have you ever ridden on a bus? I said, well, I want to fly back home. Didn't have two nickels to rub together. And he wanted me to buy him a plane ticket so he could fly first class back home. That's why I say he got caviar. He got caviar taste. Okay. And ain't even got money to buy sardines. Okay. And so this is a woman that sat up and said to me, talked to me about how this man this woman, I'm gonna try to get this man kids taken away from him. Because of something she said that he was doing to his kids. I'm not gonna even repeat it. I feel like I'm still protecting him. I really do. But it's just some things as a black woman, I got a soul. I got a soul. I can't even bring myself to say it. That lady said that man was giving her, he was spending all his money on Ralph Lauren, his check, and giving her $40 a week for the bills. At first, I thought she was exaggerating, but I think now that I think about it, she probably was telling the truth on it. Okay, you right straight to the point. I'm gonna let it go. Whew. But when you hear about the low downness after, I could have called the police like that lady did and put him up out of here and he ain't know nobody in Memphis. I could have did him dirty. But I helped him. I paid for him a ticket to get back home and gave him money to eat because he had $6 to his name. And that man get on here and try and do that dirty stuff to me, all because he couldn't use me. You couldn't keep up. Okay. Team players, what they do is if they see that there's an issue, you see some you wash them. I was supposed to come home comfortable every day, baby. I look, this is what I applied for this. Listen, I took the food out, I cleaned up for you. I'm gonna be as helpful as I can. That dude right there would try and run you down. That's why that lady hate him. She said, deep down inside, I hate him. I be wanting to kill him. But for some reason, I just can't let him go. I've invested too much. He gonna wake up one day and it's gonna be a knife in his stomach, and ain't nothing gonna happen to her because she already got it documented that he beats on her. Okay. But I'm gonna let it go. Straight to the point, told me let it go. I'm gonna let it go. But dude, ooh. And then y'all, they say, now this is a dude. The 23 days he was on here 23 days. I couldn't take it. No, I couldn't take it no more. But then he said, so then somebody tell me, don't you know him and that lady was talking about they was gonna call your job? She's always called and got him fired. He loved Ralph Lauren and he worked for them. And he was telling me about how Ralph Lauren had fired him because they a post abandonment or whatever. When I talked to that lady, he's so dumb. When I talked to that lady, I asked her, she said, he ain't getting no job. I said, what happened with Ralph Lauren? Well, she said, well, he was cheating on me. She made sure she told me this. She said he was cheating on me with all the white girls. Okay. She wanted me to know that because that's the first thing she said. He told me he didn't even like black women. Okay. She said, so I had to become friends quietly with his managers and stuff so that I can know what was going on, what he was doing there so that they can give me intel because, it sticks together. So he wondered why his managers didn't hate him. He arrogant, but he had a vice. She said, so when he cheated on me again, I told the manager, she said he was bringing home clothes that he wasn't paying for. She said he didn't even have no account then other than my account. She said, so I said, so what he tell you? She said, he ain't gonna tell me. I know why. She said, so I called and told him he was stealing. They already had him up on the investigation. This is according to her. She said he won't say it, but he was fired for what she say she said some type of issue. Merchandise issue or something. She worded it some kind of way. Okay. And I ain't mad at the woman, okay, because she put me up on some game. But then when he got back to her, he had to prove to her that he was worthy of getting back on the farm. And so what he did was, okay, what he did, according to her, this is according to his master. This is according to his master. Okay, that's what she said. And I put this on my daddy's grave. I ain't got no reason to tell no lies. See, I had not even said anything. And so she told me the job that he got fired from 3 days after he got here, or he claimed it was 3 days after he got here. But she said they had written him up 4 times. They was getting ready to fire him. She said they was getting ready to fire him in January. That lady called and had them folks to do an audit on him. She said he does not. She said he's lazy. She said he doesn't want to get up out of the bed and walk 4 feet to the computer. All he got to do is log on the computer. She said he sits on the iPad that I bought him all day. She said he's so delusional. He thinks that he's going to have a podcast and get rich off of a podcast. She said he's fucking delusional. She went over. She said his boss always tried to work with him. She went over his boss head and got his ass fired. And then he would jump on YouTube. Somebody tried to help him, even though I knew he was sorry. I said, "Well, he done moved to Memphis, Lord, and he ain't at my speed. But if he got to drive, I could help him." I had them call my uncle, who is a minister, whose wife is a director at one of the hospitals. That I hadn't got that. I was gonna get him a job making $22 doing security. He ain't had no licenses. When I told him, well, we got to do what's necessary, he sat here every day looking at the iPad and then tried to blame me. You working for the feds. You don't even help me. Okay. He had gone 25 years without those licenses. He felt like he didn't need them because he said, what car? He start cars up without licenses. Look at how a sorry mofo. Okay. And so then the guy at the Peabody, Miguel, used to be an MPD officer that I work with in felony response. I said, Miguel, can you help him to get a job? Peabody, that's the exclusive hotel all the rich folks stay. Can you get him a job doing security there? I know that he doesn't have to drive around. Y'all know what that Negro told me. For Peabody, I don't want to work for Peabody because they got a grooming policy. They're gonna make me cut my beard. He was talking about he didn't want to work somewhere that was gonna be paying him good money because they was gonna make him cut his beard. That's when you know a bitch ain't never had nothing and depend on everybody else to take care of him. I knew at that point he had to go. I knew before that point when he was sitting up here and when I had to call and figure out what was going on with his licenses after I came home from work. Okay? Lord, just take the wheel. And bitch, me being a black woman, even though I couldn't do nothing with you, I still tried to. I didn't want to leave you out there in Memphis for the wolves to get you. So I sent you back to the plantation. And you set up and did the things that I'm hearing that you did to me. And I still got I ain't unloaded every bullet that's in the chamber. Okay? So I started getting so mad. And I'm so not like that. I am so not like that. Miss Brenda. I'm so not like that. So um he's so low down and selfish. So I went to the grocery store, and this particular time he wanted to go with me, and not a quarter. So I was like, pick this up. I'm real meticulous about. I like sales and stuff, so I always buy apples. So he comes to the basket with I always buy the apples that's in the bag, not the ones that you pick and put in the bag. They're more expensive. I said, why did you get those apples? Get the bag of apples. They're too little. I said, what you mean? They're too little. Okay. He wanted the Pepperidge Farm cookies. The Pepperidge Farm cookies. I gotta go to work. I could really go. I could really go in on this nut job because I'm pissed off. This dude did the most. This dude did the most, and I ain't even had no bad blood with him. He got mad. So what ended up happening was, so I felt like I gotta run. So what he got mad and he called himself got active like the gang members on here trying to protect that lady. Okay. So he got mad because I talked to her husband. Okay. And I did because I felt like I was like, dog, did she think she was making a fool out of me? No, her husband said no. That her husband said told so instead of being so excited about laying up with a white woman, okay, what he probably should have did was talk to her husband, okay, and he tell how she really feels about him and about but she takes care of him, and that's what the slave masters did, okay. She don't mind taking care of a good Negro as long as he's satisfied. Okay, and she talked about that too. I can't even get into everything that lady talked about. That lady was so mad. They tell the truth when they mad. That lady told me stuff she never should have told me, and I got it all recorded. Okay. Anyway, y'all, it don't take me but 3-4 minutes to get to work. I gotta run, but I ain't gonna talk about him no more after today. It's just that when this last little thing I just heard that this Negro did, because y'all know I had not really talked about this guy. He talked about me first. He got on here, he called some of my subs. Then he went and joined forces with, I guess, people that he thought was my ops, and I was ready to put the police on them. Okay, because I'm hearing about what him and an obsessed dude called themselves was getting ready to do. I'm waiting so I could put the police on it. Okay. I had been waiting. We had been waiting. They said, don't say nothing, just let him do it. Okay. But I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone because I know what's going on. My mind telling me play that audio, play that audio. That's the I feel like I still got a soul. I still got a soul. That lady talked about that man. That lady told me stuff about that man that he had probably never wanted to tell me. Okay. Anyways, y'all, I gotta run. I gotta go to work. I love you all. I ain't gonna talk about it no more, but I just didn't know the extent of what this man had done to me. And to be hearing the person was like, I told you, I thought you would have, it's been so long. I wanted to wait until it had been a while. I mean, but I wish they had laid it all on me to begin with. Okay. Because y'all know I don't know how to let stuff go. That's just how I am. Anyways, y'all, I love you guys. Y'all be good. I'll talk to you later.